going for our tech, gadget, and tech. And we have Shema Jakai to join us shortly. So stay tuned. It's still Nigeria to be live.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you've been learning one or two tips and hacks around how to protect your environment or protect your data or information in the public, and also how we need to be able to become more cyber resilient and also adept of all these information or trends happening in the social media space as well too. Uh, on today's episode of Tech and Gadgets Corner, thank you for watching today. My name is Olusegun Olabode Ajakai, Head of Sales, Uranus Technology. Today we'll be talking about an interesting topic that is something that is very, very, sensitive because it speaks to cyber bullying, cyber stalking on social media, and I believe either someone or even you as well, you've been exposed to such maltreatment by maybe a social media user or someone within the social media space, and always hear social media is a very toxic environment, and there are some people who are just probably looking for ways to pour out their hot anger, on you. Maybe one a bike rider or one driver within, as probably the person was trying to go, drive, and someone made probably caused a terrible scene for him or made him have a bad day, and the next thing is for him to look for the next person to actually pour out that anger on. And we've seen several situations where people are actually stalking people. They're actually, causing cyberbullying. And at the end of the day, right, it can either be in form of throwing attack, sensitive, harmful words at people. And the interesting thing about it is that we need to be conscious of there are victims out there. There are people who have gone through several series of cyberbullying. And just recently, I was hearing a story about a lady who hosts a very popular TV show on Netflix. And at the end of the day, she had an issue, I think, in her relationship. And at the end of the day, she experienced cyberbullying. Over time, after a short while, she committed suicide. It's a very, very sensitive topic. And I know several people must have gone through this phase in their life at some point. And what I would say is this, right? You need to be very, very careful of what you push out there. When you want to send a message or respond to a particular tweet you see, try as much as possible to act like the person who is going to receive the information. Don't be quick to just press the send button. Take conscious effort around how can you, be a bit more constructive around your information or whatever you're trying to push out there, because it's very important you are careful of all these things. Now, with respect to cyber stalking, right? Cyber stalking is a form of digital abuse where people use the internet or electronic platforms to harass people, to probably stalk them, to monitor their day-to-day activities. Now, guess what? Imagine someone comes to a comment section and says, "Oh, you went to Ikeja last week Saturday at so time." And guess what? You don't even know this person. But it could just be a particular video you posted, and the person is taking conscious note of all those information you're pushing out there in the social media space. So we must be careful of cyber stalkers. And the important thing we need to also understand is the fact that when we see such thing happening, right, we must be able to stand against it. I even experienced one recently on TikTok where a guy, I don't even know him from anywhere. Someone posted an information on social media, and he just said, he just tagged me and said, "At Body of Lagos, this is you, that's how you do." And I was like, I don't even know you from anywhere. Apparently, he was going to tag another Body of Lagos, but because he just did Body of Lagos, I was like, who is this? Immediately what I did, I just sent him a DM. I said, "Please, with all due respect, I don't know you from anywhere. Can you take down that information you've pushed out there? Because you're making me become someone who is not, trying to portray me in a wrong perspective." Immediately he saw that, he was like, "Oh, sir, please, which information are you talking about?" And guess what? Cyberbully, in most cases, when they do it, they forget. They just move on to the next spray. Immediately I tackled that guy. The next thing he told me, "Sir, I don't even know what you're talking about." I said, "Oh, really?" You don't know what I'm talking about, but you've done it and you've moved on. But this thing you posted out there is even making me like angry. Like, why would you do such a thing? I had to go back to track the particular post on TikTok. I copied the link and I sent it to him. At the end of the day, he was like, "Oh, sir, I'm very sorry. I never knew this was what the situation and everything." Immediately deleted the comments he wrote. Apparently, like he said, he doesn't even know me from anywhere. He was not even following me, funny enough. So we need to be able to attack such information head on. Now, my advice to you will be, in responding to such situation, right? You also don't have to act the way they are acting, right? Be very, very conscious of whatever you do in communicating with these cyber stalkers or those who cyberbully, within the platform. Have a very, very responsible and a constructive conversation with them. Because sometimes some are either under the influence of whatever it is they've taken. Some are actually under the influence of maybe whatever issue they are having in their daily activity or daily lives. So let's try as much as possible to address cyber stalking, cyberbullying in any form. And the important thing we need to know is that there are several victims who, at the end of the day, they've not till today, as we speak, they've not, be able to get past that mood or that emotions because it has affected them psychologically at the end of the day. So this is my advice to everyone out there. Let's be careful of whatever we post out there. Let's understand that these are people's parents. These are people's, family members, and we need to be able to be abreast of what we need to be sharing out there, what comments we need to be pushing out there, especially on Twitter. There are several toxic people on Twitter. All they just want to do is to roast you like chicken or asun. Please, let's be conscious of what we push out there. And my advice to everyone out there is to be able to, let's create that positive mindset around how do we need to address these things and see how we can fix even our society with respect to having the right mindset to things at the end of the day. I look forward to seeing you also comment if you've been a victim of cyber stalking or cyberbullying as a lady, as a guy. Please feel free to share in the comment section as well too. And I look forward to also seeing you join us in our next episode as well too. Follow us across all our social media platforms at Galaxy TV. And my name is Olusegun Olabode Ajakaye. Follow me on LinkedIn, same name, Olusegun Olabode Ajakaye. Also on Twitter at Body of Lagos. On Instagram at Body of Lagos. Thank you for watching us today. Stay cyber resilient, stay safe, and protect your information out there in the public. Thank you.
Welcome back. Now that is a beautiful one. It's very interesting to say that he said that you have to be very careful when you are having these conversations with these scammers because you don't know the influence of what they are on there. And at that point, when you think you're trying to talk to them, I don't know.
No, you are just enraging them more. You're just giving them more fuel.
Yeah, to continue doing what they are doing.
Yes.
Well, that's a beautiful one, and of course, we just discussed cyberbullying with Olusegun Ajakaye. Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing tip and amazing talk with us.